The sterile air of the United Nations conference room was charged with a mix of anticipation and unease. Delegates from across the world had gathered, their faces a mosaic of the Earth's peoples, reflecting the gravity of today's agenda. At the head of the table, Dr. Alex Wren, a noted linguist and anthropologist, shuffled his notes, his mind racing with possibilities. "Colleagues," he began, his voice steady despite the palpable tension, "today we stand on the brink of what is undeniably the most significant event in human history. We are about to meet the Talons, an alien species whose arrival promises new understandings and undoubtedly challenges." Next to him, General Marcus Flint, a career military man with an imposing presence, nodded. "Let's keep our eyes open. We don't know their capabilities or their intentions. We'll follow protocol, present our technologies, and gauge their responses." Across from them, Dr. Naomi Singh, a physicist, adjusted her glasses. "It's their technology that worries me," she admitted. "It's far beyond ours. The mere fact that they traverse the stars to reach us is proof enough." The large screen at the end of the room flickered to life, revealing the serene, almost ethereal face of a Talon, their skin shimmering with a subtle bioluminescence. "Greetings, people of Earth," the alien spoke, their voice a melodic contrast to the tense atmosphere of the room. Dr. Wren leaned forward. "Greetings to you. I'm Dr. Alex Wren, accompanied by General Flint and Dr. Singh. We represent Earth. May we have the honor of knowing your name?" "I'm called Ilara," the alien responded. "We come in peace, eager to learn and perhaps to teach." General Flint took over. "We appreciate your peaceful approach. To demonstrate our technologies, we've prepared a few items, including a standard-issue sidearm, representative of our advancements." Ilara's interest seemed piqued. "A weapon, is it not? We've observed its kind from your broadcasts. Primitive, yet fascinating." Alex noticed a slight edge to Ilara's tone, one that didn't go unnoticed by the general either. Choosing his words carefully, Alex addressed the comment. "Every piece of our technology has its place in our society, including this one. Its design is simple, but it serves its purpose effectively." Ilara nodded, a gesture they had apparently adopted from human interactions. "Indeed, simplicity has its elegance. We are keen to understand more about your species and your civilization." The discussion veered towards the philosophical as Ilara inquired about human concepts of society, governance, and conflict. Alex, guiding most of the conversation, felt a strange kinship with the alien. There was a depth to Ilara's questions that went beyond mere curiosity. It was as if they were probing for the essence of humanity. As the meeting drew to a close, Alex proposed, "Perhaps, Ilara, you would consider a mutual exchange? We could learn a great deal from each other." Ilara's luminous eyes brightened. "An exchange would be most enlightening. I shall convey this proposal to my council. Let us meet again with minds open and safeties removed, in a manner of speaking." The phrase lingered in the room as the screen went dark. General Flint raised an eyebrow, looking over at Alex. "Safeties removed, huh?" Alex smiled, his gaze fixed on where Ilara's image had been. "Yes, it seems they're more like us than we anticipated. This is just the beginning, Marcus. A beginning filled with promise." In a well-lit room aboard the Talon spacecraft, human delegates assembled around a sleek, alien-designed table. Dr. Alex Wren was adjusting his translator device as General Marcus Flint inspected the room, his military instincts assessing every detail. Dr. Naomi Singh was conversing quietly with Dr. Wren, her eyes occasionally darting around the room, absorbing the alien technology that surrounded them. Ilara entered the room, her movements graceful and almost fluid. She was accompanied by another Talon taller, with a stern countenance, introduced as Millar, their chief engineer. The Talons settled opposite the humans, their expressions unreadable. "Welcome aboard," Ilara greeted, her voice resonating slightly in the compact space. "This is Millar. He is particularly interested in the technological artifacts you brought." General Flint nodded, taking the lead. "We're grateful for your hospitality, Ilara Millar. We've brought a standard-issue sidearm, as discussed. It's a basic tool for us, used by our military forces." Millar's eyes narrowed slightly as he examined the firearm laid out on the table. "This operates on chemical propulsion, yes? We've studied your broadcasts. It seems antiquated, perhaps even inelegant by interstellar standards." The comment hung in the air, charged with a mix of curiosity and faint disdain. Alex saw an opportunity to steer the conversation. "It might seem rudimentary compared to your technologies, he started, his tone diplomatic. But it has served us well. It's reliable, effective, and safe. Safe? Millar questioned, tilting his head. An interesting term to apply to a weapon. Dr. Singh chimed in, safety for us is not just a mechanism. It's a philosophy. The safety catch on the firearm ensures that it only fires when intended. It's a control measure symbolic of our approach to power and responsibility. Ilara listened intently, her expression softening. A control measure. That is a concept we understand. Tell us more about this philosophy. Alex exchanged a look with Flint and Singh before continuing. Our history is filled with conflicts, yes, but it's also a narrative of controlled restraint. We create checks and balances in everything from our weaponry to our governing bodies. Millar leaned forward, interest piqued. And yet, you brought a weapon to demonstrate. Not a tool of peace or an artistic creation. General Flint responded firmly, because we must be prepared. Our first duty is to protect our people. Showing you a weapon is not a threat, but an openness. We remove the safety, figuratively speaking, in this meeting by showing you even the aspects of our culture we know might be viewed unfavorably. Millar considered this, his gaze shifting between the human delegates. This openness is appreciated. We, too, have much to learn about managing perceptions and misunderstandings. Ilara then suggested, perhaps a demonstration of other, less martial human technologies? We are eager to see the full spectrum of your capabilities. Dr. Wren smiled, relieved at the shift towards a more constructive exchange. Absolutely. We've also brought examples of our medical technology, agricultural tools, and digital advancements. Each represents our commitment to improving life, understanding, and coexistence. The rest of the meeting passed with each side displaying various technologies. The Talons shared glimpses of their advanced engineering and sustainable energy solutions, while the humans presented innovations in healthcare and environmental management. As they wrapped up, Ilara expressed her thoughts. Today has been enlightening. Your philosophy of safety, of restraint, it's more profound than we anticipated. We look forward to more exchanges like this. General Flint, typically reserved, allowed a small smile. As do we. Understanding each other's cultures and technologies is the first step towards a meaningful dialogue. The delegates parted with a newfound respect for each other's complexities, their earlier misunderstandings giving way to a mutual curiosity and the promise of deeper collaboration. The vast hangar of the Talon spacecraft was converted into an exhibition space, where artifacts and technology from both Earth and Talon civilizations were displayed. Dr. Alex Wren was deeply engaged in organizing the Earth section, arranging everything from classical music instruments to modern digital devices, showcasing human cultural and technological diversity. General Marcus Flint was overseeing the security arrangements, ensuring that the cultural exchange was not just informative but also safe for all participants. He walked over to Dr. Wren, who was adjusting a holographic display of Earth's major historical events. Alex, how are we looking on the interactive displays? Flint asked, surveying the setup. Almost ready, Alex replied, wiping his brow. We're aiming to not only inform but also engage them with our history and culture. I think the interactive timelines and the virtual reality setups will be particularly effective. Nearby, Millar and another Talon delegate, a cultural anthropologist named Ilara, were examining a set of traditional musical instruments. Ilara seemed fascinated by the variety, touching the strings of a guitar gently, a look of wonder on his face. Dr. Wren, could you demonstrate? Ilara asked, motioning towards the guitar. Alex picked up the instrument, strumming a few chords that filled the space with melodic warmth. Music is a universal language, he explained. Each culture on Earth has its own forms, but all share the common thread of expression and emotion. Ilara nodded, his eyes reflecting a mix of curiosity and respect. We have similar concepts in Talon culture, though our instruments are quite different. Perhaps a music exchange could be enlightening. I'd love that, Alex said, enthusiasm evident in his voice. General Flint, watching the exchange, turned to a security detail member, speaking quietly. Keep an eye on interactions, but let them happen naturally. This is about building trust. As the day progressed, more Talons and humans mingled, sharing stories and explanations about their respective displays. Dr. Naomi Singh was demonstrating a compact medical scanner to a group of intrigued Talon scientists, explaining its use in remote areas on Earth. This device can diagnose and suggest treatments for over 500 common ailments, she explained, showing the scanner's interface. It's been a game changer for providing healthcare in under-resourced regions. One of the Talon scientists, Falara, was particularly interested. Your advancements in portable technology are impressive. We have similar tools, but perhaps we can learn from your applications in humanitarian context. As evening approached, Alex and Millar reconvened to discuss the day's outcomes. Millar had brought with him a small, intricate device, handing it over to Alex. This is a Talon enviromodulator. It can adjust microclimatic conditions in a small radius, our gift to you, in the spirit of exchange. Alex accepted it with a nod of gratitude. Thank you, Millar. We have something for you as well. He presented a beautifully crafted set of encyclopedias covering human sciences and arts. While not as technologically advanced, these volumes contain a wealth of knowledge about who we are. Millar accepted the gift, his expression one of genuine appreciation. Knowledge is the most valuable resource. We will cherish this. The day concluded with a shared meal, featuring dishes from Earth and Talon cuisines. Both delegations mingled freely, the earlier formalities giving way to laughter and shared stories. General Flint, usually reserved, found himself enjoying a Talon delicacy, surprised at its complexity. As they all gathered to say their goodbyes, Alex reflected on the success of the event. Today was about more than just showing and telling. It was about learning to appreciate and understand our differences and similarities. Millar agreed, his tone warm. Indeed, Dr. Wren, we are different, but through these exchanges, we become familiar. And familiarity breeds respect. They parted with a promise to continue the exchanges, both sides eager to explore the depths of each other's cultures and histories. The cultural exchange had laid a strong foundation for mutual respect and understanding, a small yet significant step towards a peaceful coexistence. The following days were marked by a series of workshops designed to deepen the understanding between the human and Talon delegates. In a bright, airy room aboard the Talon ship, Dr. Alex Wren prepared for his workshop on human linguistic diversity, adjusting several displays of Earth's linguistic families. Beside him, General Marcus Flint was chatting with Millar about the security protocols that both species employed during diplomatic missions. Your approach to security is fascinating, Millar noted, examining a pamphlet Alex had prepared on linguistic cryptography in Earth's intelligence services. The way you embed protection in communication is quite advanced. Flint chuckled. It's necessary. Keeps the peace and the secrets safe. But I'm here to learn as well. What can you tell me about Talon's security measures? Millar's response was interrupted by the arrival of Ilara, who seemed eager to participate in the day's session. Dr. Wren, I've been looking forward to this workshop. Language shapes much of our cultural identity, does it not? Absolutely, Alex replied, greeting her with a warm smile. It's not just a means of communication, but a lens through which we view the world. Shall we? As the workshop commenced, Alex presented a map of Earth, pointing to various regions and discussing the languages spoken there. Ilara, fascinated, compared it to Talon linguistic practices. In Talon culture, we have a unified language developed to eliminate misinterpretation across our planet. But we use dialectical variations for artistic and ceremonial purposes. Flint, listening intently, added, that's a practical approach. Here on Earth, our many languages sometimes lead to divisions, but they also enrich our interactions. The discussion shifted to the role of language in diplomacy. Alex shared anecdotes from Earth's history where linguistic misunderstandings had led to conflicts or resolutions, depending on the situation. Ilara nodded thoughtfully, understanding this could be key to improving our interactions. Perhaps, Dr. Wren, you could assist us in creating a basic Talon human lexicon. I'd be honored, Alex said, genuinely pleased with the suggestion. It could serve as a cornerstone for deeper mutual understanding. As the workshop wrapped up, Millar approached Alex with an idea. Dr. Wren, given your expertise in linguistics in our discussions today, would you consider a visit to our linguistic archives? It's a gesture of trust and an invitation to explore our history through our words. Alex was taken aback by the offer, his academic curiosity piqued. I'd be delighted, Millar. And perhaps General Flint here could learn something about your security measures firsthand. Flint, always the protector, agreed, seeing it as an opportunity to ensure the safety of the ongoing exchanges. A look behind the curtain. I wouldn't miss it for the world. The visit to the Talon archives turned into an enlightening experience, with Alex and Flint being shown ancient texts and modern databases that illustrated the evolution of the Talon language and their philosophical ideologies. Alex, in particular, was fascinated by the integration of linguistic and mathematical principles in Talon communication. "It's like you've encoded the universe in your language," Alex remarked, marveling at a holographic display showing the syntactic structure of the Talon language. Alara smiled, pleased with his understanding. "Language is the map of our culture, Dr. Wren. By sharing it with you, we hope to navigate towards a peaceful coexistence." As they returned to the human quarters, Flint looked over at Alex. "Today was a good day, Alex. Not just for our mission, but for building something lasting." Alex nodded in agreement, a sense of accomplishment mingling with his excitement for the future. "It's more than diplomacy, it's about connecting, truly connecting with another civilization." Their unlikely bond with the Talons, strengthened by shared knowledge and mutual respect, was proving to be a profound journey for everyone involved. The meeting room aboard the Talon spacecraft was transformed into a learning center where cultural nuances and emotional intelligence were to be discussed. General Marcus Flint stood by the doorway, observing the setup, while Dr. Alex Wren placed interactive pads on the tables, each loaded with scenarios depicting human emotional responses. Ilara entered with a Talon colleague, Huron, who specialized in emotional studies. Dr. Wren, General Flint, Ilara greeted, her tone indicating a readiness to delve into the complexities of human emotions. "Today's session seems intriguing." Alex smiled, handing her an interactive pad. "We hope to explore the range of human emotions through these scenarios. Understanding our emotional landscape can provide deeper insights into our behaviors and reactions." Huron, who had been quietly observing, spoke up. "Talons experience emotions differently, but we're curious about the intensity and variability of human feelings. It's quite fascinating." Flint, who typically maintained a stoic exterior, was intrigued by the prospect of discussing emotions, a topic he often kept under strict control. "It's not just about feeling emotions, but how we manage them, especially in high-stress environments like military or diplomatic missions." Alex initiated the session by selecting a scenario on his pad, projecting it onto the screen. The scenario depicted a complex diplomatic negotiation that resulted in a peaceful resolution. "This scenario," Alex explained, "highlights patience and empathy, key in achieving mutual understanding." Ilara studied the scenario, then shared her observation. "I noticed that maintaining composure and empathy, even under pressure, is valued among humans. In Talon culture, we strive for equilibrium, but perhaps we lack the depth of feeling shown here." Huron added, "This depth could be what strengthens bonds or leads to conflicts." "How do you train to manage such a spectrum of emotions?" Flint decided to share his personal experience. "Training, discipline, and experience are our tools. We learn to recognize our emotions, understand their source, and direct them in a constructive manner. It's not foolproof, but it's about continual self-awareness." The discussion deepened as Alex introduced a more personal scenario involving a family conflict that resonated on a universal level. Here, the focus is on forgiveness and understanding within a family setting. It's about seeing from the other's perspective, a crucial skill in any relationship. Ilara responded thoughtfully, "Forgiveness is a powerful concept. Talons practice resolution, but forgiveness implies an emotional release. It's something we observe less in our interactions." The workshop continued with Flint and Alex guiding the Talons through various exercises designed to simulate emotional responses. Huron and Ilara attempted to navigate these simulations, sometimes struggling to grasp the human emotional nuances. As the session wrapped up, Ilara expressed her gratitude. "Today has been profoundly educational. Understanding human emotions not only provides insights into individual behaviors, but also into the fabric of your society." Flint, feeling unexpectedly reflective, nodded. "It's a two-way street, Ilara. We've also learned from your approaches, especially the concept of equilibrium. Perhaps there's a middle ground where we can meet." Alex concluded, "Emotions drive much of what we do, for better or worse. Sharing this with you helps bridge the gap between our worlds, making our interactions richer and more meaningful." As the Talons departed, Flint turned to Alex. "Never thought I'd be discussing emotions with aliens. It's a good reminder of how complex and yet similar we all are, isn't it?" Alex agreed. "Absolutely, Marcus. It's these exchanges that make all the difference, pushing us towards genuine understanding and respect." Their conversation continued, both men contemplating the emotional and cultural revelations of the day, appreciating the unexpected lessons in humility and the power of emotional connectivity. In the spacious conference room aboard the Talon vessel, Dr. Alex Wren and General Marcus Flint prepared for a critical meeting that promised to shift the dynamics of human-Talon relations. Today's agenda focused on drafting the first protocols for human-Talon interactions, a testament to the growing trust between the two species. Ilara entered the room with Millar and another Talon delegate, Zoriel, a legal expert specializing in interspecies treaties. The air was thick with anticipation as they took their seats opposite Alex and Flint. "Welcome," Alex began, his tone both warm and formal. "Today, we take a significant step towards formalizing our friendship and cooperation." Ilara nodded, her expression serious yet hopeful. "Indeed, Dr. Wren. We are ready to discuss the protocols and ensure they reflect our mutual respect and understanding." Flint, who had been reviewing a digital notepad, looked up. "Let's start with the basics: communication and conflict resolution. It's crucial we establish clear guidelines on how to manage disagreements." Zoriel, his voice smooth and methodical, responded, "Agreed. Our approach should be proactive. We suggest a bi-species council to oversee any disputes, ensuring both parties are represented fairly." Alex, tapping on his own pad, projected a document on the screen. "Here's a draft we've prepared. It includes provisions for an open communication channel, available at all times to address any urgent matters." Millar leaned forward, scrutinizing the document. "This continuous access is a strong start. What about cultural exchanges? Should they not also include educational programs for our peoples to learn about each other's worlds?" "That's a good point," Alex replied, making a note. "Incorporating educational exchanges will deepen our understanding and foster a broader acceptance among our populations." As the discussion deepened, Flint introduced another critical issue: technology transfer and its regulations. "We need to be careful here. While sharing technology can benefit us both, we must ensure it doesn't compromise our respective security or ethical standards." Ilara considered this, her fingers drumming lightly on the table. "Perhaps a joint scientific committee could evaluate proposed transfers case by case. It would maintain security and foster innovation." Zoriel agreed, adding, "Such a committee could also serve as a bridge for continuous scientific collaboration, not just oversight." The meeting continued with intense focus, each delegate contributing, debating, and gradually shaping the future framework of human-Talon relations. The atmosphere was one of collaborative tension, each aware of the historic nature of their task. As the session drew to a close, Alex looked around the table, feeling a mix of exhaustion and exhilaration. "I think we've made remarkable progress today. These protocols are more than just documents. They are the foundation of our future cooperation." Ilara smiled, her gaze meeting each of the human delegates. "Your planet's saying, removing the safety, resonates now more than ever. Today we did just that, removing barriers to trust and understanding." Flint, usually reserved with his emotions, allowed himself a small smile. "It's been a groundbreaking day. Let's hope our peoples feel the same way about these efforts." As the Talons departed, Alex and Flint remained, going over the notes and discussing the next steps. "Marcus, do you think we've done enough today?" Alex asked, a slight uncertainty in his voice. Flint, looking at the digital documents on the screen, replied thoughtfully, "We've done what's right, Alex. It's a solid start, and it's the best we can do. The real work, though, comes in living up to these words." Both men nodded, understanding the weight of their responsibilities, hopeful yet cautious about the future they were helping to build. The session had not only marked a turning point in diplomatic relations, but it also set the stage for a deeper, more meaningful collaboration. In a luminous room aboard the Talon spacecraft, with views overlooking the curvature of Earth below, Dr. Alex Wren and General Marcus Flint were finalizing preparations for today's session on shared technological advancements. The atmosphere was charged with a sense of purpose as they aligned their notes and digital displays. As Ilara entered with her colleague, Millar, both Talons exuded a quiet confidence that reflected the progress of their recent meetings. Alex greeted them warmly. "Ilara, Millar, today's session could pave the way for unprecedented cooperative projects between our worlds." Ilara nodded, her eyes reflecting the Earth below. "Dr. Wren, General Flint, your openness has been instrumental. We are prepared to share something from our core technologies in the spirit of our discussions." Millar, usually more reserved, added, "It's a technology that we believe could benefit Earth significantly, especially in environmental management and energy." Flint, always cautious, leaned forward. "That sounds promising, but as you know, our primary concern will always be the security and ethical implications of integrating alien technology with our systems." Alex, understanding the delicate balance they needed to maintain, introduced the first topic. Let's start with environmental tech. Millar, you mentioned a system that could help with our climate issues. Yes, Millar explained, activating a holographic model of a Talon device. This is a climate regulator, capable of stabilizing weather patterns in localized areas. It's designed to combat extreme weather events, which we understand are a growing concern on Earth. Alara watched the humans' reactions closely. We believe that by sharing this, we can help mitigate some of the more severe effects of your climate crises. Alex was intrigued but maintained a professional skepticism. The potential is clear, but we need to understand how it interacts with our planet's biosphere. We wouldn't want to solve one problem only to create another. Millar acknowledged this with a nod. Absolutely, Dr. Wren. We propose a joint research initiative, starting with controlled tests in unpopulated areas to monitor and analyze the effects. Flint, always focused on security, chimed in, and oversight? Who would maintain control over these devices? Alara responded, joint control, with equal access to all data and operations. Transparency would be critical. The discussion then shifted to energy technology. Millar introduced a concept for a clean energy generator that used quantum entanglement to produce power. This generator could potentially reduce your reliance on fossil fuels dramatically, he explained. Alex, fascinated, noted down everything. Quantum entanglement for power generation. That's revolutionary. The implications could be global. Flint looked between the Talons and Alex, assessing the risks. We'll need to set up a framework for intellectual property and technology sharing. This has to be a partnership, not just a transfer. Alara agreed. That is a reasonable request. We are here not to overshadow, but to uplift each other. As the meeting drew to a close, the parties agreed to set up a series of committees to further explore the details of each technological proposal. Alex summarized their achievements. Today, we've laid the groundwork for something that could change the face of Earth and deepen our alliance with the Talons. Flint, usually a hardliner, allowed himself a moment of optimism. Let's hope this is the beginning of a new era of human-Talon cooperation. Millar and Ilara exchanged a look of mutual respect with the humans. We look forward to it, Alara said, her voice steady and sincere. As they left the meeting, Alex and Flint remained behind, looking out at the Earth below. We're not just talking treaties anymore, Marcus. We're talking real change, Alex said thoughtfully. Flint nodded, his usual reserve giving way to a rare smile. Let's make sure it's change for the better, Alex. The revelation of such transformative technologies marked a pivotal moment in their interstellar relationship, promising not just advancements but a new understanding of what their cooperation could achieve. The expansive viewing deck of the Talon spacecraft offered a panoramic view of Earth, slowly rotating in a vast expanse of space. It was here that Dr. Alex Wren and General Marcus Flint stood, reflecting on the monumental steps they had taken with their Talon counterparts. Today was not just another meeting. It was the culmination of their collaborative efforts, a day to finalize and announce their joint initiatives to the world. As Alara and Millar joined them on the deck, the early tension that had once marked their interactions was notably absent, replaced by a sense of collaborative anticipation. Dr. Wren, General Flint, Alara began, her voice carrying a weight of solemnity and excitement. Today we mark a new chapter in human-Talon relations. Shall we proceed to the conference room to finalize our agreements? Alex nodded, his mind racing with the possibilities of what was to come. Yes, Alara. It's time we made our cooperation official. After today, I believe the future will look very different for us all. In the conference room, a live feed was set up to broadcast the announcement globally. The document they were about to sign detailed the shared technological projects, environmental initiatives, and the frameworks for ongoing cultural exchanges. It was more than a treaty. It was a blueprint for a shared future. Millar, who had taken a more prominent role in the final negotiations, spread the documents on the table. We have here the fruits of our labor, he said, gesturing towards the papers. Joint oversight on climate technologies, shared innovation rights on new energy sources, and an open exchange of cultural knowledge. Flint, who had meticulously reviewed every clause, added, we've set up fail-safes and checks to ensure that both our peoples benefit equally. It's a balanced approach, ensuring that we move forward together, without leaving anyone behind. Alex picked up a pen, glancing at his colleagues before addressing the camera. To those watching from Earth and aboard this vessel, today we are not just signing a document. We are laying down the foundation stones of a pathway that leads to a brighter, shared future. Alara took the pen next, her hands steady as she signed. In the spirit of transparency and trust, we commit to these terms, hopeful and confident in the mutual benefits our cooperation will bring. Millar then concluded the signing, his signature a fluent, sweeping line. With this, we reaffirm our commitment to not only coexist but to thrive together, learning from each other, supporting each other. As the documents were sealed, Flint turned to his companions, a rare expression of contentment on his usually stern face. I have to admit, when this first started, I had my doubts. But seeing what we've accomplished, I'm genuinely optimistic. Alex, looking out the window at the earth below, felt a surge of responsibility and pride. Our work is far from over, but today, we celebrate the possibilities of tomorrow. Let's make sure this partnership is remembered as a turning point for both our species. Alara smiled, her gaze also turning towards Earth. Let's indeed. And let us meet again soon, with minds open and hearts ready to continue this journey. The broadcast concluded with applause from those aboard the spacecraft and, undoubtedly, from countless individuals watching from below. As the delegates mingled, discussing the future and the steps ahead, Alex and Flint remained at the window, watching as the Earth continued its slow spin, a silent witness to the new era that had just begun. Their partnership with the Talons was a testament to what could be achieved when disparate beings chose understanding over conflict, cooperation over isolation. And as the Earth turned, so too did the wheels of progress, rolling towards a future filled with promise and newfound camaraderie.